sum of its parts, or the greater whole. So my theme of my presentation will be thought, specifically progressional and unified thought. So to start things off, I would like to start with a question. How do we find meaning or purpose in the subjects that we study in school? This is a recurring theme I find across the lessons. Why do we study TOK? Why do we study physics? When are we going to apply the physics formulas that are taught in us in the class to our daily lives? So to answer that, I would like to introduce the unified and progressional thought. Start things off, unified thought. What is unified thought? My definition of unified thought is basically the viewing of a subject as a whole. So what do I mean by that? So to illustrate this better, I would like to use the analogy of a car in a physical sense. What do I mean? So let's just say a car, right? Let's just say you don't know the meaning or the term of the word car, but you are taught and you learn the word car, right? And through the process of learning the word car, you are also presented with the image of a car. So you have a physical association with the word car, right? And so that is what happens when in unified thought. Unified thought is basically used in the physical representations of the objects that we see. So what is progressional thought? The definition of progressional thought is combining foundational elements to form a thesis subject. So I will use the analogy of a car again, but in a theoretical sense. So there is a difference in unified thought and progressional thought. So to answer the question of what I said earlier, why do we study TOK, is because in academic subjects we use progressional thought. You may not realize it, but we use progressional thought. So what do I mean by that? So for example, we use the analogy of a car again, right? So we learn the word car, but we are not given the image of a car. So we do not know what a car actually looks like. But after learning the term car, right, we are introduced to the elements that make up a car. So for example, we are introduced to the term tires, engine, hood, steering wheel, right? We learn all of this. Then only after learning the tire, like a car needs 4 tires, it needs a steering wheel, it needs an air conditioner, an engine to move, then can we form the image of a car, right? So to put a summary into this, unified thought and progressional thought. So unified thought is applied when the subject that we are learning has a physical representation. So, but in progressional thought, it is used in a theoretical sense. So academic subjects, for example, physics, right? We don't see the word physics plastered in the theories that we learn. We only know the process of it is the unseen process that comes through progressional thought. So, example, like what I said earlier, purpose of studying TOK, apply physics formula in daily life. Because this physics, TOK, they are all theoretical subjects, right? We introduce the term and we learn a process of the term. So, what is the cause of these questions? It is the incompletion of progressional thought. So what do I mean by that? The analogy of a car again, we refer back to the car. So we are learning that a car has 4 tires, it has a steering wheel, it has headlights. But before we can complete and learn the engine of a car, we stop learning that. So for example, we ask this question. We are impatient because we still don't understand the image of a car. So why? Because of the persistent need for practicality in actions, right? We don't see results. We want results, right? We are teenagers, so we are impatient by nature, and we want results. Like for example, when we're learning physics, you learn so much of physics, like at least 6-7 years of physics, but you still don't see the result. You don't understand the purpose of physics. So what I want to provide you through this presentation is the solution, right? And I will actually introduce to you the principle of pure academic value. What do I mean by that? It is the motivations for subjects that are theoretically centric. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is give a chance to the academic subjects that we are learning. Actually listen to the TOK and listen to the physics or the chemistry that you all deem so unnecessary, but still learn because it's part of the curriculum and therefore we need it to get exam results, right? So the appliance of this, basically it's just go ahead with a subject that you like, to appreciate the subject that we are currently studying right now, regardless of representation of results. So what do I mean by that? So I'm going to illustrate this through my personal experience to better illustrate this better of the appliance of pure academic value. So my current aspiration, right, is basically studying philosophy in the UK. But whenever I tell that to my friends, my good friends from secondary school, right, what is their response? It is this. It's basically disbelief. And why the response of disbelief, right? Is because the need for physical results, as I've said. We need a physical representation of the results that we study, right? So for my friends, money. Right? Why do we choose our majors? Or for them, it's because moving on from the majors, we get the jobs related to the majors, right? And what is the job prospects? The salary is the money, right? So for them, money is the primary source of a job, to earn money so that you can live, so you can get luxuries, you can get a car or whatever. But for me, money is secondary. It is only because I apply pure academic value to my situation, right? It is because I want to study the subject, study philosophy for the sake of studying philosophy. Because I want to further my own studies in the interest of the subject, all right? So basically, to sum it all up, final thoughts, I'll use another example, this TEDx presentation, for example, right? I made 3 presentations for this, and they were all rejected or denied and deemed not good, right? And the time spent is without physical evidence. I can't show you guys my 3 presentations before this. I discarded all of them. I probably spent like 6 or 7 hours. And opportunity cost in doing this presentation is like I could have studied better for my econs and my math, which I most probably will fail. So, and the result after applying pure academic value is because of my sense of enjoyment and fulfillment in doing this presentation. I myself am willing to do this presentation and suffer the consequences that next week after the results, right? But I hope you guys feel with me. Yeah, thank you.